Sorry about that. I'm recording the event and I was setting the recording up on my other computer and forgot to mute the speakers on that one. Sorry about that, guys. Learning technical difficulties here. So, I'm going to give it a few more minutes to let everybody, kind of wander in, and then we are going to talk about my beautiful sister Jen Lynn's new program, Chroma. And I won't lie. I When I first got my coaching certification and everything, I spent so much money trying to learn how to market myself and my branding. And every time it wound up being just like different funnel, like trying to teach different funnel things and whatnot. And it wasn't teaching me, it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what I was looking for. It wasn't, teaching me how to figure out what my brand was, figure out, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to help people and coach them on overcoming domestic abuse and learning to trust themselves again. But that has nothing to do with branding or marketing. That's just my mission. So, um, I'm so excited to be a part of Jen's new program because it does everything that I was hoping for when I was blowing all of that stupid money is what Jenny's doing. It's, to me, revolutionary. She's pulling all of it together. And so I'm so excited to be talking about this with her and, sharing all of this with you guys so that you can see and, join in on the program, because it's amazing how truly heart-centered and getting down to the core of what you want to accomplish in your personal life and in your business with your brand, that it's just like, I wish I had all that money back to give it to her. you know so without further ado, I am going to introduce my beautiful sister Jen so she can let us know a little bit about herself and what she's doing with the program.
Thank you so much, Crystal, for having me. Thank you for your beautiful, kind words. Thank you for your beautiful, kind existence. And hello, I see Laura Lee and Deborah with the beautiful eyes, Sharon and Whitney and David and Paulette and Narayan. I probably said that wrong. Tara, Erica, and Andy. It's so wonderful to have you all. Zara, Charles, Matthew. I'm so excited to be able to be here with all of you all. And oh gosh, what am I doing? I'm doing a lot of things, and I'm glad that you see it as revolutionary because that's the goal, and I do see myself as not a rebel, because I have a deep reverence for what it is that I'm doing, and for branding and for marketing and for business and in general. I have a very deep reverence for where we've all been, but it's time for change. It is a time to do something different, and we've been stuck in these patterns for about 150 years or so, since industrialization came around, of being super super niched. And that's a beautiful thing, and that works for a lot of people, but there are so many of us that it doesn't work for. And as a multi-passionate, of course, I recognize that. And like you said, this is about integration into our own wholeness, of understanding everything that we have to give, every skill, every passion, everything that brings us pleasure, everything that encapsulates and brings up a desire that's from deep within, all of those things. Being able to bring it all to the table. We're bringing all of ourselves to what it is that we're doing. So things like imposter syndrome and doubt and fear and are a lot less prevalent. Having fatigue and burnout are a lot less prevalent when you're really connected to truly who you are, truly what it is that you're doing, truly what you love to do, and recognizing that you can do all of those things all at once. You don't have to lose any of your muchness to serve, and to serve at a high level. and really becoming that niche. This is about niching down. This is about integrating and becoming your niche. So then, therefore, there's nothing, there's no other option but collaboration, because there's no competition that exists. You are the only you, and you are the only person that can do what it is that you can do and how you can do it. And like you speak so beautifully and eloquently, and you share your story so powerfully about what it is that you've been through and what it is that you're here to do and help support the world with, and how sad, what a tragedy that you feel, and as if you hadn't had a channel to be able to express that in the way that you want to the rest of the world, to shine your light and say, here I am, and this is what I do. And so you're a perfect example of why I'm here doing what I'm doing.
Thank you for that. And so one real little funny thing, everybody's seeing a new face pop up in the lounge there, Matthew Wagner. That is actually Matt that I'm constantly talking about. And disclaimer, anybody that comes on stage, I am recording this for Jenny and I to be able to use for podcasts, things like that, and even just personal reference. So if you do share and you don't want it, shared elsewhere, just send me a DM and I will edit that part out. But getting back to what I was saying about Matt's face being on there, I kind of commandeered his desktop and his LinkedIn account so that I didn't have to worry about LinkedIn glitch or whatever messing with the recording. So he's kind of ghosting sitting there so that I have the audio room open on his desktop. I just figured, why not, you know? But so I want to just say quick welcome to everybody. Tara, Paulette, Narian, Sharon, honey, actually, yeah, I will bring you up because you are part of the program. So yes, but give me a second. I will bring you up. And just so I lost my train of thought bringing you on stage, Sharon. Sorry, but I do appreciate everybody coming on, and it's really exciting to see both David and Tara in a room that's not their own at the same time. I love that they are a powerhouse couple themselves with everything that they're doing with Hello Plaza and Meta. I did my book launch in Meta in Hello Plaza for Rise. And there's just so many different people in here alone right now that I'm connected to that are amazing, and Paulette and the things that they're doing. And I feel like could so benefit from what you're doing. And it is revolutionizing because it's turning everything, it's flipping the script and it's making marketing personal again. It's making you're bringing it back to the person. I love AI. I love everything that's going on with AI. But at the end of the day, our personal businesses, especially when it comes to coaching and things like that, you can't, AI can only get you so far with your branding. So I love what you're doing. And I know Charles raised his hand for a reason. Charles, you know what your job is now that we've kind of got the introductions done. Go ahead, honey. Charles, whenever I do life talks, likes to he introduces the room for me, and he also explains the rules of engagement for my particular audio rooms. So
Okay, I'm here. Sorry, I was taking care of washing something out. But yeah, generally speaking, Crystal is wonderful where she lets you come on and say pretty much whatever you want. Just don't attack anyone. And uh, can't say enough about her. And on today's topic, and from my experience and observation, seems like generally speaking, business is about doing enough for you where you're satisfied and aren't upset that we've charged you, and hopefully we'll let us charge you more. But that's about it. And it's nice to have businesses that actually want to do more than just that.
Thank you so much, Charles. And I'm gonna I'm gonna circle back to Jen and everything that you're trying to accomplish, because I can't, just in our first lesson session that we did, and it was about an hour and 20 minutes, and I already learned a lot. And that questionnaire, I'm not gonna lie, Jen, I'm battling with it. I want to know, I have to ask you, since I've got you here, is it okay to honestly answer some of those questions with "I'm not sure"? That's what I'm trying to find out. I mean, that is kind of what your course is for, right?
Absolutely, and it is an in-depth dive, and it's a framework for what we're going to be working on for the next year. So yes, it's just about answering the best that you can, spending some time with each question, and seeing if you can find the answer that maybe you didn't know that you had. And part of that also is as a roadmap for where we need to work and where we want to concentrate on. And the other part is to see how far you've evolved in the end of the year and how well you can answer those questions again. Because guess what? We'll be looking at them and revisiting them, right? And not just at the end of the year, but as we go along. So it's a roadmap and a platform for what it is that you're doing, and where you're at and where you want to be. And, that's it. And of course, I want you to always be 100% honest, even if the question is, I don't know. No.
Thank you. For those of you in the listening lounge that are wondering, when you join Jen's program, she gives you a list of 50 questions, and they are pretty in depth about what your visions are and things like that. And there's quite a few of them where I'm looking at this and I'm like, I never really thought about it, and I'm not sure. And so that's what I'm saying. This is more than just your everyday, oh, we're going to teach you how to market and you'll get um 50 calls a day, and insert here all those Facebook fast ads that you see and stuff like that, trying to, oh, we'll elevate your brand, you'll go from making nothing to thousands a week, and insert here. And it's all a letdown, because they just want to sell you their program instead of actually learning who you are for your brand. So um I I want to ask Sharon, what are your opinions, since you're part of the program with me and everything, on how you feel towards the program and everything?
Okay, first, I'm sorry if I made you lose your train of thought by uh, raising my hand, because I just knew that you had wanted me to come up on stage. So um, I just was raising my hand. So I didn't forget to raise my hand. Um,
ADHD is real and alive in me, remember.
yes, no, I hear you. And then um, the, the other thing I wanted to say um, kind of answers your question as well. I I feel alive by taking Jenny's program, um, because Jenny's doing something for all of us. I mean, I shouldn't speak for all of us, I guess, but for myself, I can tell you honestly that I've worked with a lot of coaches over the time that I've been in business. And I, like you, Crystal, spent a lot of money not knowing what I didn't know, and, all these things. And I got told and I still am getting told, niche down, niche down, niche down. And for me, that it's just not working. I haven't been able to gain really good traction in my business and in the impact that I want to make because I'm so busy niching down and trying to find this. I don't want to say needle in a haystack, but in a sense, just as an analogy, a needle in a haystack. And when I first started talking with Jenny, she was the one that said, "Be all of the beautiful aspects of yourself that you can be. Why are you chopping off your arm? You know when you can." Because I remember saying to her specifically that for me, all of the things that I am passionate about are linked like a chain link, and you can't you can't have one without the other really. And I was really struggling with how to detach all these other things that I was passionate about that were linked to the thing that I was trying to help with and just focus on the one aspect. Like it didn't make sense to me. So when I started working and talking with Jen Lynn, she just was like, "No, we want all of your beautiful self, and and you can do this, and you don't have to niche down, and there's ways to do this, and there's ways to brand it." And she really, I mean, honestly, she put the life back in me. I've always had the fire ignited in me, but I was starting to feel the fire, the embers go out. And she really, I have to say, Jenny really she really ignited that fire in me again. And I am so excited to be on this journey with you and everybody else, and Jen Lynn at the, in the driver's seat of this journey, because I just feel like she gets it. And I feel like she's not trying to make us be something we're not. And by encouraging us and empowering us to be all that we are, isn't that what we're supposed to bring to the world anyway? So she's just giving us a strategy, a structure, or whatever to do it. And also, I must say, those 50 questions, um OMG, was my initial reaction as I sat there looking at these words going, wow, I don't know that I've ever thought about this in this way. And I did answer some of the questions with, I don't really know. I guess we'll figure that out. But there were questions that I sat there and I gave time and I really thought about them. And I know when I meet with Jenny for my individual meeting, we're going to dive even deeper on those things because I know her, and I know how she works. But as much as that, as much as her questionnaire flipped me out in certain ways, it excited me because I really, for the first time in my professional career as a coach since I started my business, I was like, wow, I really can think about it from all these different angles. Maybe I won't attack it from all these different angles, but I can at least think about it from all these different angles. And it was so refreshing. So for me, I am just super excited to be in this program, and I highly recommend it for anybody that's even considering this or has been struggling with their branding or has no idea what they're doing when it comes to their branding. Because the one last thing I will say, and I'm not trying to be long-winded, but the one last thing I will say is this: it in trying to get my branding right based on the things that I was being told that were right for branding, it was really holding me back. And it was really, uh, not only holding me back, but holding the impact that my business is meant to have back. And it was really elevating, uh, my self doubt. And ever since meeting Jenny, which for me wasn't that long ago, that along with some of the other self development work that I'm doing, it's all coming together. And I feel a sense of liberation, and I'm just excited. So thanks, Crystal.
Absolutely. And I'm not gonna lie, there's one part of the program that I am so super excited about. I'm gonna talk about that real quick, and then I'm going to allow Lorelai to ask her question. But um, for anybody who has seen any of Jen Lynn's lives, like her video feeds, she does these beautiful makeup and everything. Like she truly gets into different character, and everything. And she is going to be teaching us how to fully embrace our brand, even with makeup and different grooming and everything. And it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a gal, she knows how to do both sides. And I'm so super excited for that because it's fun and it's engaging as well. And really quick, I just want to say a quick hello to the beautiful Martha and Palatine and Carol and Christy, because I already said hi to everybody else. Thank you guys for coming. I'm so glad to see you in that you've joined us in your busy day. To talk about this program because I agree completely with you, Sharon. I mean, I was feeling very defeated when it came to all the marketing and stuff, and I kind of put my coaching business on the back burner and have been focusing on my writing and everything, But at the end of the day, my coaching is what I really want to be doing. I want to be elevating people out of the mindset of a victim into being a survivor, being a phoenix, rising above the traumas that they've gone through, learning to trust themselves again. That's what I want, So having this opportunity to learn how to do that and to reach the people that I want to and still, be able to make money in the process, but being true to myself is amazing. And it's so heart centered. I mean, the homework we had this week with, getting in touch with nature and the elements and everything. Last night, I sat outside during a thunderstorm and I used the energies from the storm to just release a lot of toxic energy that I had because of some situations that have been going on. And I've been suffering insomnia for the last week. Those of you that I talked to personally know all about it. Last night, after I did that, I curled up with Matt, and within minutes, I was out. And no nightmares last night, no nothing. I just had a fully restful sleep. So it really goes to show just how much getting in touch with yourself and everything does help. And part of me, recognizing that was because of the class we had with Jenny and the homework. Something simple, So now that I've gabbed too much too, I love to talk. Everybody knows that. I am going to welcome the beautiful Lorelai up. And do you have any questions or comments, hon?
I I just joined Jen Lynn's program, and within hours of just talking to her, I was on a bad customer journey. And she inspired me to make the right choice for me. And I fired the marketing professional that was trying to tell me to be more business like. I run a charity. I don't want to make $100,000 a year with your system. I want my majority of my time to be with people who have mental health issues and who need somebody to support them. And I am so blessed to be in the program because I'm looking to find out more about me and how to authentically market my brand. And I just look forward to getting to know you girls more.
Thank you for that, Lorelai. I'm trying to remember if you were in the call on Monday or not. I'm sorry. I'm a space cadet. Anybody that knows me knows that I half the time I don't remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday. But
That,
I am looking forward
that's
to.
okay. I don't think so, but I missed class today because I had therapy.
That's
But
okay. I missed it too. And that's one of the great things about Jen Lynn's program is yes, it is very inclusive. She brings, she has these classes, these Zoom calls for us so that we can get to know each other and, be, be able to see how we can collaborate with each other. But we also have the option if we are busy because we are, we do have lives and businesses and families. There is that replay option. And the way that she's built this whole thing, the chateau, is also amazing, and it's fun and so interactive how everything is going. And after we hear from Paulette, and if I kind of would love it if Jen could go into that a little bit, talking about where you came up with that idea and like explaining it a little bit, because the chateau, I've never seen something like that. I think it's amazing. It's so cool. But so I'm going to hand over the mic to Paulette, and then I'm going to bring it back to you, Jen.
Thank you, Crystal and Jen. Yeah, listen, I'm very new to the idea of this coaching because obviously in the UK it's not quite as popular, shall I say. We don't have coaches that coach coaches that coach coaches. If you're a therapist or a counsellor, yes, you'll have a supervisor. And quite often you'll have somebody you can go to in a counselling stroke therapist way for mental health, so that you don't end up yourself going into a terrible spin if things get on top of you. But that's about as far as it goes. Mentally, I don't think, other than that, from a business perspective, you might have a business consultant. I was a business consultant, so I used to go out as a consultant to businesses. And I was charged like I always used to say I'm charged about the same as a high class prostitute, but it was about £1,000 a day, sort of 20 years ago. So you can imagine what that would be now. It'd be quite a lot of money, probably like, I don't know, 15 grand a day, something like that.
Knowing you, though, it
And
was
the
worth
point,
it.
yes, maybe some would say yes, some would say no, maybe. But they were terrified of me, and it was really funny because I don't think I come across as frightening at all. But people would have this reputation of expectation. You're going to come in, you're going to wreck the company, you're going to pull it apart, you're going to make all these people redundant, you're going to do all these awful things. And actually, you've been brought in to try and rescue the business. And I can remember someone saying to me, I haven't slept for a week because of you. And I was like, how could it be because of me? I only came today. You've met me for an hour. You've only known me for an hour. And it's fear of the unknown, fear of what if I have no job? What if my wife, my family, what if? And it's those what ifs that put us in a tailspin. On LinkedIn, I have never met as many coaches in my entire life. I probably get approached by maybe 5 to 7 a day. I've been offered coaching programs. I've been offered the opportunity to join almost like a cult within the coaching world. I've been offered the sort of real heavy sales bitch coaching. I've been offered the gentle let's tickle them coaching. I've been offered every type of coaching under the sun. And what I find so mad is that there is so much of it. And it's almost as if we can't survive without somebody telling us what to do. And here's the thing, what you just said about Jen Lynn and how she's devised this wonderful questionnaire for you to look at yourself. under a microscope and say, who am I? Who am I? Who's ever asked you that question? Who am I and what do I want? Not tell you what you want, tell you where you should be going, tell you what your expectations are. You need to be doing this. You need to be hanging from the ceiling on one leg, with your head in a hoop and your foot holding up 3 plates. That's not what life's all about.
I'm sorry, I had to unmic to laugh at that. I'm visualizing that, and oh, thank you, Paulette. I needed that.
Please,
I love
Crystal,
you.
do not do that. Do not try this at home, folks. But it comes with a health warning. But in all seriousness, this is the crazy stuff that you've got people. You're paying hundreds of thousands of pounds a year to tell you what to do, and then you go, "Oh, I've got my personality clash with this one. I don't really think I'm getting on with that one." And then you find out, and this is what I've heard through other people. So this is a bit of gossip. But if you started a training course for say 6 months, you have to pay it up. So you'll get an invoice, even though you only got second month. You got second base and went, I can't, no, this is too much for me. I don't like it. It's not right. You signed up a 6-month contract. So guess what? Cough up the rest of the 30 grand you owe me. And I was like, you are joking. You're like, no, the litigation's huge. And I was like, this is like money for old rope. I think I might become a coach. But of course I wouldn't do it. But the main reason I come up on stage is to say this. Each one of us has got unique capabilities. And each one of us is marvelous and wonderful in our own way. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And I mean that with all my heart. Every single person has got something about them that is uniquely wonderful. And what Jen Lynn is doing is allowing you to find that. And to me, that is the sort of program that I will happily promote. I will happily sing from the hilltops that that's something I would promote, because nobody should be telling you what you should or shouldn't be doing. For goodness sake, Laurelie, if you're running a charity, you don't want to be hanging upside down, trying to balance 3 plates to make the 100 grand, when actually your job is to look after people with mental health and mental needs. And you need to run a charity that will just tick over. And that's more important, that you have the hours in the day doing what makes you happy and what brings the best out in you and brings the best out in your clients and the people that need you. So surely to goodness, if I can see that in 30 seconds, what on earth are these people doing? So I don't say everybody, because I don't know everybody's coaching skills and coaching styles, but it does seem to me that there are an awful lot of car salesmen pushing this coaching program on people. So Jen Lynn, you get my vote for president, no problem. I really would love. I'll make sure if you do a room, or I don't do any of this Facebook malarkey. I'm not good on social media. I tend to hide. But if you do something else, please invite me, because I'd love to come and listen to you speak and hear how you do it, because then I can actively promote you, because there has to be a better way of letting people be their best self and not try to push everybody, because we're trying to put round pegs in square holes, and it doesn't work. One fit does not fit all. We know that. Us ladies know that when we go to the shops, right? You could be a one size in one shop and a different size in another. We know one size does not fit all. So let's absolutely go back to the drawing board and look at this wonderful system of looking at yourself in the mirror, looking at the documents and working out who you actually are, what you actually need, where do you want to go, and what the benefits are. So I am going to give you an official round of applause for Jen Lynn, for the first human being that seems to have got it, because there are so many who don't. And so, shush, Ted. So yeah, Teddy agrees. That's my dog. That's because I clapped. But I just want you to know, I really am so glad I came here just to hear that alone. So thank you, Crystal, for the invite. And I definitely am incredibly grateful to just hear that bit of knowledge, because I am so disillusioned with the world at the moment. So thank you very much indeed.
Thank you for that amazing viewpoint. And this is why I call you Auntie Paulette. You're so heart-centered and so amazing. I knew that you would appreciate this and get it in so many ways. Before I hand you back the mic, Jen, Sharon did message me that she wanted to say something real quick, but I just want to say a quick hello to a few people that just popped in. Damien, my brother, I'm so glad you're here. Looking forward to seeing you tonight in the year anniversary. Been a while since we've been able to connect like this. We keep missing each other. Big hearts. Dinah, so glad you're here. Lee, Mike, Margaret, my love, I'm so glad you made it. I thought you were working. But I'm glad you all made it. And thank you all again so much for coming and showing your support for both me and Jen Lynn and wanting to learn more. So I'm going to hand the mic to Sharon real quick so she can let us know what she.
Hey, Crystal, we lost you a little bit, I think. But all I wanted to say was, Paulette, um, I agree with everything you said, but there were aspects of what you said that I really needed to hear today. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And the other thing I wanted to say, in relation to what Paulette was saying and to something that Crystal was saying, um, one of the beautiful things that I resonate so deeply with Jen Lynn is, I have been told by so many coaches, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. This is why your business is failing, because you don't have a funnel this way, or you don't have a funnel that way. And I got to tell you, I can work my way around technology, but not like that. And eventually, maybe I'll have a team of people that can do that stuff. But my whole way of doing things has been connecting with people, genuine, downright, just genuine connection. Um, I don't know how to do it any other way. I don't want to do it any other way. And every time that I've been told to do it a different way or connect with people in a less than what I feel is a genuine way, it's failed for me. And so being involved with Jen Lynn has allowed me the freedom, the true gift of the freedom to just be who I am and connect with people the way I know how, and make a difference that way. And so that's really what I wanted to say, is just, I don't feel like I have to do, after talking with Jen Lynn, I don't feel like I have to do it the business way. I know I'm in business, and yes, I want to make money. I need to make money in order to have the impact I want to have, besides just general everyday survival. But I don't have to do it the way it's been done. And if it's been done that way, I have seen lots of coaches have success in the way that they're doing it, but I've also seen lots of coaches lie about the success they're having in doing things that way because they don't want people to know. And that's fine. I get it. But it just, I'm so grateful to be working with Jen Lynn to develop a system, a strategy that works the way that I know how to work and the way that I know how to connect. And that's really all I wanted to say. Thanks, Crystal. And thank you, Jen Lynn. Ah, Jen Lynn, I'm going to hand the mic over to you because Crystal got a support line call. So we'll give you the mic so you can follow up on anything and everything that we have said so far.
Yes, oh my goodness. Thank you all so much for all the outpouring of love I receive, and multiply and send that back. I want you all to know that at any point in time, I have open door, and that includes an open house. So anytime you want to come and visit the Avant-Garde Branding House inside of the Label Academy, you are welcome. So Paulette and Sue, I will be giving you details how to do that. If anybody else wants details of how to just come in and observe, be a fly on the wall. I want you to know that if you choose to come, and work with me, and if I choose to work with you, that's a mutual reciprocity, and that you have connected with a reverence that you want to work with me, and that I want to work with you, and that we're going to be able to do that successfully. I believe, I was a paramedic and a firefighter for 15 years. And I saw so many beautiful, wonderful souls that thought that they had, that they wanted to be in the field, and to discover that they didn't, and that it's really something else that they wanted to do instead. And that's really where this desire to help people really know and recognize what it is that they want to do really kind of got birthed, was seeing all the time, all the money, and myself. I've spent so much time, so much money with so many different coaches, and there's no right or wrong. There's just something different. There's just a way to do things differently. And we're in a new age. And I am, blessed to be able to be forging a path for myself. And then therefore that, ripples out into for others, that shows a different way, that we don't have to choose if ands. We can choose all, right? We can pivot, and just to be able to develop a system where you're able to do that. We cannot be of service to ourselves or other people if we're not connected. And we are a race of people that are disconnected. And make no mistake about it, we'll be talking funnels, ladies. We're going to talk funnels. We're going to talk CRMs. We're going to talk automation. We're going to talk about all of that. But I want you to be able to build a funnel to yourself first. I want you to be able to build an automation for yourself. I want your self-care to be so ingrained that you don't step away from that as you start expanding into what it is that you're expanding into. And I want to read something because this is how I feel about the importance of just getting in touch with ourselves and being able to know what our strengths are, to be able to stand firmly, and the core, operate from the core of who we are, so that we don't experience things like cold marketing. Paulette, I did a whole thing on that a couple of weeks ago. To me, it is cyberbullying. It is a form of cyberbullying, especially when you don't answer and you get the follow-up messages, right? Hey, just swinging by to check in, and, being pitch slapped per se. And what I'm see the gap in the ability to do, and what I've done, is make you and each person be in alignment with their unique self, with their unique skills, and become a unique niche. So there is not that red ocean, is what it's called, right? When there's so much competition, there's not a red ocean. You are your own blue ocean. You are your own ecosystem, and there is nothing that can, penetrate that or remove that or take that autonomy away. because it is so uniquely you. It is so uniquely an extension of who it is that you are that it can't be duplicated. And even if it can, in a sense, we want it to be able to be duplicated, right? So it's not about keeping things not scalable or duplicatable, but it is about duplicating in a way that it makes some kind of competition, because there just simply cannot be. But what I wanted to say, and this was in response to something that you said, Paulette, and I have ADHD and neurodivergence too, so I can't remember exactly what it was, but this is a response to just something that we, especially as women, do, and I work with men too, but of course I do have such a heart for women. And so this is speaking to the ladies in the room, but also thank you, gentlemen, for being here and for supporting the women in your lives. If you were not, you wouldn't be here, so I appreciate you too. Before time was time, women have been singing over the bones. For the bones represent that which does not come and go. The bones represent the soul, that part of us all that is eternal. One of the greatest miracles is that no matter how dry, parched, or brittle the bones within them lay, the elixir of life, the prima materia from which all new beginnings are sprung, in which every woman needs to resurrect her life. That is what it means to sing over your bones, to resurrect yourself according to your own fashion, not to the fashion of your parent, your spouse, or your children, but to the voice that calls to you in the winds, the vision that invades your dreams, the part of you that lives in the hair on your skin as it stands on end. Through mindfulness, curiosity, and compassion, we can gather our bones from the ends of the earth, from the bottom of the sea, and remember ourselves according to our own sovereignty, according to that which we came here for. That is the empowerment from deep within each of us. Our bones are fascinating. And the rest of our body can take impact from something and it bounces and reverberates back. If it reaches the bone and it's bone deep, it doesn't reverberate. Your bone doesn't release that. You have to go in to learn about that from a different way. You have to lean in to your intuition. You have to lean in to your gut feelings. You have to lean in into your inner knowing. And that's what we all need. That's what we're all seeking, is the ability to do that. And so I do offer my heart, my academy, my skills, and my knowledge, and my wisdom, and all that I have in being able to support each of us to be able to do that in a way that's most impactful for the evolution of business, the evolution of ourselves, and the evolution ultimately of the planet. And I go there for a second just so that you all know. I am no shallow swimmer, and my program is not a shallow swim. It is a deep dive into everything that you believe, everything that you do subconsciously, consciously. And I wanted to talk a minute, if it's okay, if anybody cares to know, of course, that you can reach out. And I don't want to talk about all my certifications because I have too many. But what I do want to say is, if you have questions about where and how I know, what I know in those ranges, then please feel free to reach out. And you can ask now if you want, and I'm happy to share. I'm happy to share any question at any time about anything. I'm an open book. I think that's the one thing that makes me unique, and the one thing that I want to be able to help you create in your own uniqueness is to be able to be open, be vulnerable, and just truly be yourself.
Can I just respond for just 1 second?
Yes.
Jen, I feel as if you're a sister from a different mister. Or there's something about being able to be unique, be authentic, to be yourself with all faults, as we call in the UK, warts and all. You know, it doesn't matter what the issue is, you are you and you will be you. And there are thousands of coaches that will tell you you can't be you. And they will charge you a large sum of money to tell you that. And they will also tell you that they've got all these deals and all these contracts and all the rest of it. I had someone tell me they got a $400,000 deal. And I said, well, good for you. Can I see a copy of it? You can blank out the details, but I would just like to see a copy. I never saw them again. Isn't that funny? Just think about that. If you are who you say you are, you would have no fear. Jen Lynn's just said, I'm an open book. If you want it, it's here. Same as I do. If you want it, it's here. And that's the truth. Being authentic, that word is so overused and overrated. But in this particular situation, it's the word that's right. Being true to yourself and authentic is absolutely what's the most important thing about each and every one of us. So thank you for giving me those few minutes, because honestly, it's the first time I've heard those words out of a coach's mouth. Honestly, it's superb. So well done, you.
Thank you. And yeah, I completely agree. Charles really quick wanted to take the mic, and then I'm going to let Dinah share her comment or question. But Charles had let me know he wanted to put his 2 cents in real quick.
Thank you. Context here, before having my marriage totally break apart, I was trying to get a accounting finance double major, and so this is from a business perspective. Whether you're traditional business or heart-centered, nonprofit or for-profit, there's paperwork to fill out starting the business, and taxes have to be filed the appropriate ways. And so Jen Lynn might be qualified in those. I'll let her address those, but we have to have someone who knows how to deal with that stuff. But then if we're going to be heart-centered, then we need someone like Jen Lynn who can help us, because most of us have no clue how to do marketing, branding, all that good stuff. And so I'll let Jen Lynn speak to her experience to deal with filing paperwork and filing taxes, and then move on to how she helps with branding and marketing.
Thank you for that. And did we lose Dina? I'm sorry, and I knew that was the proper pronunciation. Sometimes I can't see properly. Oh, okay, sorry. I guess she didn't need to speak. Sorry about that. But so Jen, what would you like to say in response to all of this, like, such amazing, like, positive comments just on the little bit that we've talked about?
I know it's It's beautiful and overwhelming in a good way, in a beautiful way. And Charles, thank you so much for your questions. And that's what I was touching about just a little bit earlier. That's why I said make no mistakes. We're talking marketing, we're talking funnels, we're talking CRMs, and absolutely everything that I know about filing, about getting started, about whether you're doing a 503c, whether you're doing a LLC, whatever it is that you know that you want to do, or that you've already done, or that you've began, or you're looking at. I will help you in every way that I know how to. And if I do not know the answers, I most likely know somebody that does. And that's the beautiful thing about collaboration, is being able to point you in the right direction and connect you with somebody else that does know. I obviously cannot know everything, but I will share every single thing that I do know. And I know what I know from, doing it myself. And so that's what I can say as far as paperwork filing and the different options to use, what company is the best, to use to support you in doing that. Do you need an attorney? And all of those kinds of things are things that I've done a lot of research on, because I love to research and I love to learn as much as I possibly can about as many things as I possibly can. So that's my answer to that. Did that answer your question, Charles?
Yes, thank you.
Well, so now our beautiful brother Ali, who we were just having a discussion about chocolate yesterday that got a little animated. He is all about the dark chocolate, and I am all about the white chocolate. I know white chocolate's not real chocolate, blah blah blah, but we decided to compromise on tuxedo chocolate covered strawberries for me. Was how we ended that heated debate yesterday. Um, but all joking aside, welcome to the stage, Ollie. Please share your heart with us.
Well, how come that I didn't make all my events LinkedIn on my agenda, which means that, let's go right now on what are the next events, and then I was missing this one. So what a blessing to be there on time, because most of the time it's like it's already done. So sending much love to everyone. So let me just take some time. Thank you, Crystal, for doing this event, even if it's not on Sunday, but it's okay. Hugs, Lorelei, Shah, Jenlyn, Sharon, hello, David, and Christy, Dr. Constance, Caroline, Mike, Leah, Divine, Joshua, Matthew, Rafid, Platine, Sue, Joe, Enrica, Pauletta, Margaret, Carol, Deborah, Damien, Dina, Sarah, Whitney, and David Jones. Amazing. So it's like the Caribbean pirates, I think. David Jones. No, it's not David, it's David. So I love to bring some sense of humor. And so I'm just on stage to say how much love that I pour to Jenlyn. This is an amazing person, an amazing human being. And more and more I know her, even knowing is a big word, more and more I love her, as all of you, by the way. So that's it. I don't want to monopolize the stage, so that's it for me.
Thank you so much, Ollie. And I have to give David a huge apology. For some reason, it glitched and I couldn't see you anymore. I thought you had left. My apologies. I'm so sorry. I hand the mic over to you now. Once again, I apologize. I know you've been waiting so patiently. Thank you.
You know what? It's the beauty of LinkedIn. It's the beauty of life. And that's what I love about these rooms, and that's why I'm really loving about this conversation, and that's one of the things I like about Jen. I'm just connected with me, and I appreciate that. Is the authenticity piece, and this is one of the things I really like about this conversation. Generally, the authenticity. By the way, go team neurodiversity, go team authenticity. you know, things just happen. And that's, what I really like is just the really rich shares with everybody. I know Paulette was speaking around this. We've got a lot of really robotic, coaching courses and robotic things in general. Everybody comes in and goes, "Oh, I am in an audio room. This is my audio room. Everybody listen to me. I'm really important and I am the center of attention." And it just becomes really monotone. And it's just, it just doesn't work. What you want is you want people who are relatable, like everybody in the listening lounge, well, everybody on the stage right now who I've touched base with at some point in time, and those in the listening lounge, you know. So I just want to kind of say, go, go you, go you, Jen. It's super important. I'm a big believer in, neurodiversity, and just supporting inclusion, disabilities, etc., and just kind of having that conversation and, having people in their authentic niche, and just being you. Vulnerability for me is super important. You know, it's all about that. If you come up here and be fake, then it's only going to hurt you in the long run. So, high five from across the pond. Um, Rubbish. Sorry, Paula, I had to do that because I like the way you say rubbish. Always makes me laugh. All right, I'm going to yield the mic now. Cheerio.
Thank you for that, David. Anytime I'm in a room with you, you always do share great gems, even if they're just saying thank you, you're always so open and, just you. I love it. Go ahead, Sharon, honey. I saw you flash your mic.
Oh,
We
it
gotta get
worked?
this through Gab, love.
Oh, yay me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just testing it out, but I will say something really quick. And that's just that I think that the art of connection is getting lost in the rote way that and I think coaching as an industry is getting a slightly bad name because of the uh, approach. So I just welcome the opportunity to learn about funnels and learn about all the things that I can't stand because of what has been shoved down my throat, from an individual that I respect so much and who's going to teach us that stuff, but not take away who we are authentically, organically, genuinely, whatever word you want to use.
Very well said. Thank you. Because I'm like you. Ever since I got burned with so many different like funnel systems and things like that, and trying to learn them, that I really just have a very large distaste for it. But you're right. Having a new approach to learning them, because there are benefits of sales funnels. I won't deny that, but having a different approach in teaching it and everything, it is going to, be very enlightening, and maybe I will be able to grasp onto it again. Real quick, I do want to welcome Dr. Constance and Kim. Welcome, honey. It was great seeing you this morning, and my brother, my soul brother, Aaron. Thank you for taking your time out of your day. It's weird to see you in a room during the week, Aaron. Thank you. I'm really happy to see you. It's just your program is so amazing. I mean, and then we've barely scratched the surface. We're in week one, for goodness sake. It's funny. Um, and you are just opening so many different people's eyes, and the fact that you're bringing the business back to the people. You're bringing coaching back to what it's supposed to be. Our different coaching businesses, whether it's mindset coach or even business coaching or any of it, it's still about people, because we're trying to uplift people in general, and being untrue to yourself, trying niche down, or you're too broad, or that's a really hard one. Maybe you should try something else. It doesn't work, and the fact that you are bringing it back to the people that we're supposed to be, and trying to focus on us, on how we can bring us to the forefront to help others. I truly appreciate you, Jen. And welcome back up to the stage, Dina. I'm so glad you joined us back again. Please share your heart and let us know what you're thinking about everything.
Hi, thank you so much. I go back and forth about wanting to speak because I want to make sure what I'm speaking is of value. And, all of you raised so many things, and one thing that's really been very challenging is about the word coach, and would love for us to come up with a new name for the role that is provided in encouraging and teaching and uplifting and taking what I hear you're talking about, which is like, okay, I see you. I see what you're trying to do. I see you're trying to grow. I see you're trying to impact so many other lives. How can you do it even better and reach more people while still being the best version of yourself? And and I do feel like I also feel like, oh, thank God I'm not the only one that's felt kind of uh in a way I feel like I've had so many opportunities to learn about what kind of mentor coach uh, I want to be because of the ways that I've experienced being in, for the lack of better words, in a way burned, like I don't even want to um because I want to look at it as like, okay, how can I learn from the experience of like how do I not want to be and how can I be the best version of myself? So how can I find the people that are gonna assist me with that? Like what circle do I want to create? And who do I want to surround myself with so that I know I'm on the right path? And I feel like you're all speaking to that. And I'm having conversations with Sharon, and I have a schedule call with Jenlyn, which I'm so even more excited about now after this LinkedIn live conversation because of what I heard you say, and probably wouldn't even have gotten as far as I've gotten if I didn't participate so much in LinkedIn and been part of so many phone calls where I met you, Crystal, or you, Charles, and you, Ollie, and Dr. Constance. So I have a lot to say, and I'm still finding like what my niche is and how to uh do what I'm doing and be who I'm being on a larger scale, impacting more people. So I'm just keeping my eyes and ears open of who are really in integrity and like, oh my God, Paulette, like I spoke to you in the beginning of my journey and we had the most amazing conversation. So many of you have impacted my life so positively. And I'm just really want to express gratitude for this conversation. And Dr. Constance, we spoke last night. Thank you so much. And if it wasn't for you, I mean, like, and so many of you, I don't think that I would be where I am now and having so much more confidence in speaking, being more authentic, and being able to, with my ADD and neurospiciness, I feel like, okay, I can really be me and be as neurospicy and neuro artistry as I am because whoever's meant to receive what I'm saying will, and those who are turned off by me, oh well, I'll just keep going anyway. So that's all. Thanks.
Thank you, Dina. And I remember talking with you when you first started out on LinkedIn too. We were kind of both starting out at the same time around, and you have grown a lot. Your confidence has come a long way. And I just want to give you that kudos real quick that I've seen the growth in you and how your confidence and everything. So um thank you for coming up and sharing. And I'm glad that we excited you for everything.
You
Um
are dynamite.
And I would now like to pass the mic over to Miss Divine. She's a new connection of mine. We've kind of been passing, uh, little notes back and forth in a sense, but haven't actually spoken yet. So I'm really excited to hear from you and see what you're thinking right now.
Well, thank you, my love. I'm thinking that we are all fucking amazing. Excuse my French.
Charles forgot one rule. You don't apologize in here.
Whoop,
I
whoop.
first like to
Don't
say I like
apologize.
myself. But so don't worry about it. You weren't saying it in a negative way. You're good, sweetheart.
Thank you. See, this is why I love y'all. Y'all allow me to be myself, right? I came up here because, wow, I've been listening for a minute and I'm grateful to have some new connections as well. And Jen Lynn, I would love to connect with you too. Crystal, we got to definitely connect as well. And the one thing that I find valuable is everybody. Everybody, whether it be a word, whether it be your conversation, whether it be your presence, right? Your presence, your essence, just for being you, even if you're in the audience, just, you holding space here because we are all magnetic, right? Our energy is magnetic. And I didn't come up here to talk about me, really, but I came up here to give everybody their flowers and say that, yes, we have to be ourselves. And it was something that Dina mentioned too, when Dina was like, can we just remove the word coach? And I love that, right? Because if we think about the word coach, I mean, oh my goodness, that will come in so many different perspectives according to the person's mindset or experiences, right? And coaching is also kind of like authority or parenting role, right? You're coaching people, you're rooting for them, you're cheering them on, whatever. That can look that way to certain people, right? So it is so important for people to get to know you, right? To get to know you, to kind of like feel you out, to check out your page, check out your business, get a one-on-one with you. And I tell people that I do charge for my one-on-ones, and some people feel a little bit, different about that. But it's just about the energy and the currency of value, and we're exchanging that. And it's not a large amount, right? So the reason why I do that is so much deeper than what we know, because we all know that the coaches, that anybody in here, you guys have got so misused for your time, right? And then we had to set healthy boundaries and all of these things. So I just wanted to say that for me, I'm more of a loving, nurturing, inspiring, and a spiritual guide of a coach, right? I like to do soul work. I like to make sure that we're vibrating with the internal core of who you are. So we do have a clear niche, right? We don't want to just be doing what everybody else does. I think Sharon had mentioned that too as well. Um, Paulette, we want to be authentic and be ourselves. And we don't, some people don't want to do things. When I think about professionalism, I think about perfectionist. And we are not perfectionists. We're meant to be real. We're meant to be ourselves, right? We're meant to have deep connection with other people. And I think that is so important. So you can just call me your accountability partner, your inspirational partner, and your soul family, your soul sister. Okay.
I love
So
that.
thank you so much, loves. I appreciate you for sharing space. All of you, I appreciate it.
We do need to, have a chat, because I love the fact that, you have the heart oracle and everything. And as I'm saying this, I'm looking down at my oracle wisdom deck thinking, I got to send her the link for my, YouTube that my girlfriend and I do. We do oracle readings, on YouTube for fun. And I thought you might get a kick out of that. Being the spiritual and everything, it kind of screamed at me as I was talking to you and thinking about you. So, and I get what you're saying. I mean, I like to have a quick coffee chat with new connections and things like that to make sure that we all resonate and everything else. You know what I mean? But you're right. Our time is valuable. And I've also found that the term coach is getting, especially after COVID, has been getting a very negative connotation in the world. You know, because so many coaches came about during COVID and everything, and so it's actually getting a very negative connotation. And with the type of heart-centered coaching that a lot of us do, you know, um, having that negative connotation when we're trying to uplift people that are, like in my case, broken and trying to just figure it out. They just got out of a very abusive relationship or are trying to, you know, it's hard. And, having that negative connotation to the term coach doesn't help. So I agree with you, Dina, you know, um, about the whole term coach. We need to find something else because mentor isn't, I love the term mentor. I have quite a few mentors that mean a lot to me. But at the same time, as a coach, the people that I coach, I do feel more as a friend and a guide than a, you know, all right guys, get out to second base. You know what I mean? So I just had to throw that one out there.
Hilarious.
We're going to work on that, sweetheart, right? Because we can have whatever title it is that we want. One thing that I love about Miss Divine with her heart oracle is that I am an oracle of heart. That is one thing that I write under. The book that I'm writing is called Dissertations from an Oracle of Heart. And I do consider myself to be an oracle of heart because I'm connected, right? And when we're connected, we are connected to be able to speak for and from a place of love and compassion and empathy, and real compassion, empathy, not I call, sympathy is different than empathy, but sympathy is something that's called empathy a lot. And that's something that we're all learning. And that gets to be, 100% wonderful and exciting. And I want you all to get excited about what it is that you do. I want you to don't get hung up on the word of whether you're a coach, whether you're a mentor, whether you're a guide. The truth of the matter is that we all are. And it's not what's making things be and feel muddled for you. What's being and feeling muddled for you, right, is that you feel like it is. And so that's one thing that we can all do is claim any title that it is that you want. It's just a set of words. And ultimately, knowing your separation, knowing who you are at the core, which is what we're getting to the core of, is so that you don't attach to that identification. You don't attach to what other people attach to that identification. You can use whatever you want to explain or describe in the funnest way that you know how. If you're a fun person, do it in a fun way. If you are a more serious, reserved person, do it in that quite powerful way, right? It's about authenticity in that truest form, about choosing to talk about what it is that you do in the way that you're able to talk about it. Because when you are talking about what it is that you do, it doesn't matter if you're using bad grammar. It doesn't matter if you're cussing. It doesn't matter if you're speaking so quietly that people can hardly hear you. People feel your power. People feel your passion. People feel what it is that you're bringing to the table and to the room. And you don't have to say it any louder. It goes all the way to the back of the room because the people that are in your room are there listening with the heart and the ears and souls that are ready to hear what it is that you have to say. And if they're not, that gets to be perfectly okay as well, because you're not their person to be working with. You're not their person. It's not the right time, whatever it may be. All of that gets to be okay. What causes us the inability to be able to show up authentically is trying to change all of those things about ourselves. I want you to write how you speak. I want people to see what it is that you're writing, and I want them to hear you saying it because you're doing it exactly the same as you would as if you were speaking. Okay. I want people to be able to take one look, one sound, be blindfolded, but hear somebody else reading what it is that you wrote and know that you wrote it because you wrote it so authentically. I want your spirit, your soul, your passion, your mission, every single thing about you to be able to shine forth in what it is that you're producing. And when we do that, there's no fighting imposter syndrome. There's no imposter. There's no imposter present because you're not trying to do something and keep up with something that's not you. And when you grow and when you evolve, you do that too. You don't have to stay in the same place, right? Because we're allowed to grow and we're allowed to evolve and we're allowed to change, and you can do that too. So, I just thank every single one of you for being here today and for everything that you've shared, and for I'm relatively new to LinkedIn myself. I've only really been active on LinkedIn now for about 6 months, and really only active in the last 3. And you all are a community that does and is authentic and heart-centered and soul-centered and uplifting and inspiring and motivated and motivational. And I sit back every single day, and sometimes I only have a few minutes to come on LinkedIn. But every time that I do, I leave feeling empowered and inspired. And so that is because of each of you. So thank you all for being that in my life. This is reciprocity. And I love being here with all of you.
Aw, I love you too, Jen. And yeah,
We love you.
I remember when, because we met through Facebook actually, and I set up a couple of group chats for you to start introducing you to different people, because you had said that you were new with LinkedIn and everything, and I was touting its, amazing, powers of persuasion and everything. So I do remember that. Sharon wanted to share something real quick, but I have a funny that Paulette had messaged me when we were talking about like the whole name with Coach. Coach, cash out and hurry the elf away. I just thought it was funny, how it each, like was how it's spelled out, and I just had to share it because it's true. A lot of coaching programs are 12 weeks, 6 weeks. I'm gonna fix you in 12 weeks. How the hell you gonna do that? I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. Yes, as a coach, you're supposed to guide your clients to finding the answers within themselves. But 12 weeks is not going to fix somebody's trust issues within themselves. I'm sorry, it's not. I mean, I still am working with my very first client who has been there since I was getting certified 2.5 years ago. And we're still working through her confidence issues and things like that. I joke that she's going to be my greatest success or my biggest failure, but I've gained a sister throughout it because we are very close. But at the same time, some clients will be there for life, and others, can benefit from a short program because they just need that nudge in the right direction. So that being said, I'm going to pass the mic over to Sharon. Sharon Love, we are coming up on the end of time, so let's try and keep it under 2 minutes though. Okay, honey?
It'll be even less than that, Crystal. I just wanted to say to Dina, I am so grateful to have come in to know you, and I so enjoy being part of your journey and watching you blossom and brainstorming ideas. And I know that you'll get this, but keep on dreaming of those dragons and how you're going to put them into to the wonderful work that you do, because they need to be in there. And to Divine, I just wanted to say that I really resonated with what you said, and I just think that you are an amazingly beautiful soul. And I am also glad to be connected with you and everybody else in this room that I'm connected to in the listening lounge and here on stage. I am blessed to have come into a place where I can honestly say that I have found my tribe. And I am grateful for that every day.
Yeah. LinkedIn glitch again. Didn't want to let me unmute. Thank you again for all of your beautiful words, Sharon. And Nick, I'm so glad you made it. I will have the recording for you because I knew you missed the beginning, but thank you, sis, for coming in while you're at work. I love you. And once again, I want to say thank you to everybody who has been here, taking time out of your busy day and coming to listen, because I'm so excited about this program. Anybody that's been in one of my Life Talks rooms knows, yes, I'm all about uplifting my connections and my friends and everything, but we normally talk about specific topics. I don't normally do a promotional Life Talk like this, but I just believe in Jen's program so much that I wanted to uplift it in this way. You know, I've shifted gears with Life Talks because I'm focusing on expose and uplifting the channel and everything. So, which every other week will be a feature audio event for expose. But I figured, might as well at least, keep the time frame and everything. Every other week, I'll bring back Life Talks. And Jenny and I were talking over the weekend, and because about some personal stuff on my end, and we were just bouncing things back and forth. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do for Life Talks this week. Haven't had it in a while, but everything's been so heavy for so many people all around. We're all so busy. We're all, writing books and just figuring everything out. I was like, your program is so amazing. It's so uplifting. I'm going to shift gears for you here, and let's, talk about chroma and just get it out there and see what happens. And you guys on LinkedIn have not, failed me yet. You guys were all, very attentive, such amazing questions and input from everybody. I truly appreciate all of it, and so supportive. I see Jen's vision, and like I said, I'm all on board. This is the marketing program and branding program that I was searching for, when I was first starting my business, and I was so disheartened by everything that I found and wasted money on, that it's like a breath of complete fresh air. I really feel like it's going to revolutionize the marketing and branding industry, because you're bringing it all back to to humanity, bringing the humanity back into it. We're not machines, and I love it. And I could go on and on and on, but we've got 2 more minutes, and I would love for you, Jen, to close us out. And don't forget to let us know when your next live is, because isn't that tomorrow or is it Thursday? And to drop the link in the comments for it as well.
Yeah. And I haven't actually even had the time to build the event yet, but I'll come back and drop the link in the comments in a little bit. My live is tomorrow. I do Thursdays at 1:00 Central Standard Time. It's called Glitter and Gab, and that is a video live. And I will be in the next couple of weeks adding an audio room to the circulation. And because I love the audio rooms, I've discovered to be able to have everyone come up and just interact and be a part of it. And I want to say I love and appreciate you so much, Crystal. I truly do. And I'm just so honored to know you and to be in your ecosystem, and so happy to help you, create something that is coming from such a deep place within you. I'm so honored to do that. And for each of you, and for any of you. And please, you can reach out to me here on LinkedIn. I do and will be sending out, for those of you that said that you wanted, I'll be sending out some information so you can come and do an open house. Just a reminder for those of you that may not have been in the room, you are welcome to come inside of the branding house, inside the Label Academy, and attend a class or two to see what it's all about. And we would love to have you, in fact, able to come and see and contribute and collaborate and all of those things. And I want each of you all to know how incredibly special that you are. And if you've stepped away from that, if you've stepped away from your magic, from the thing that makes you unique, I would hope that just right now in this moment, you would place your hand on your heart and just feel that. Ba-boom. 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 Underneath your hand. Because there's so much more. And you're so much more. And even if you're in your muchness, there is much more muchness to have. So whatever that looks like for you, embrace that, love that, and be all of you today as you go on about the rest of your journey day today. And thank you for doing so. Thank you for showing up and being.
Thank you for that, Jen. You know how much I appreciate you, and I adore you. And I mean, like I said, I met you on Facebook, and when you and I connected that first day and we had that conversation, and you shared some of your story with me, and I shared some of mine, and I just was amazed by you. And I'm not selling my story short in any way, because it was powerful, what I've been through and everything. But your story in a whole is just so amazing, and parts of it heartbreaking, but just so amazing how you have raised yourself up and are just so heart-centered and building this program for others to be able to, raise their businesses and their programs and themselves. It I Yeah, I'm just at a loss for words. I know, shocking, right? Me, lost for words, never. Um, so I want to say thank you for allowing me to, feature you and promote you, and I will constantly do that. You know that. I love you and I support you wholeheartedly. And so I want to say thank you. I am going to bid you all a wonderful rest of your day and week. And I will see you in 2 weeks, because, like I said, we are going to exposes going to be next week this time, and then in 2 weeks, Life Talks will be happening again. Please, everybody, connect with each other. If you have an idea or a topic that you would like me to speak about, in Life Talks, please send me a DM. Now, warning you, if you give me a topic, I feel that you are self-nominating yourself to be co-host. I will put that out there. Anytime someone gives me a topic, I say, good, that means that you're joining me as the speaker. So just putting that out there. I love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for joining, and we will see you soon. So, in 5,
Keep shining.
bye guys. Love you.